and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pops. And guys, welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, I could not wait. I couldn't wait. I'm coming to you guys after the South Carolina and the Texas A&M game. I couldn't wait. Please forgive me on that, but I had to come to you guys and I had to let you guys know that score was everything I told you guys it was going to be. Also, that game was everything I told you guys it was going to be. Also, shout out to Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, people, has now got the all-time passing touchdown record. I don't care about how long it took him to get there. It took him 4 years. Now, we will continue to hear that. Who gives a shit? At this point, he has the record, and that's that. Also, how the way that young man played in that game solidified everything that I told you guys was what before we went into this game. Also, what Jimbo Fisher is now doing has solidified everything I told you guys that he was building in the first place. Also, once again, to the offensive line. Man, I don't know what Kellen Moore has told these guys. I don't know what Jimbo Fisher has told these guys. I don't know what the offensive line coaches told these guys. I don't know what the defensive line coaches told these guys. But I can tell you this here. For that D-line to go up against that offensive line in practice, that says everything. Because you weren't getting through that line. So how to weigh that defensive line? Shout out to those guys. Defense, where you at? That was a shutdown game. Although I know before anyone comes on here and say anything, that was a lot of drop passes in that game. But you know what? That didn't got shit to do with Texas A&M. All right? They dropped the passes. That ain't on us. You got to catch the football. And that's just that. As of right now, as you guys can see, the Clemson game is in the background. Also, shout out to Florida. Damn it, Kyle Trask, young man, I will say this. You are a first rounder. You are a first rounder, young man. What Dan Mullen is doing to that guy over there, let me rephrase that. What Dan Mullen is doing with that guy over there is unbelievable. Also, Kirby Smart, if you're listening. Georgia Bulldog fans, if you're listening. I know it. I get it. Y'all are fed up. Kirby Smart, if you don't get that quarterback situation fixed, dog, I'm going to tell you this. I'm a A&M fan at heart, but I watch football, man. We all watch football. That Georgia team is way too goddamn talented for you guys to go out there and get blown out like that. For you guys to go out there and get blown out like that make no goddamn sense. Kirby Smart, if you're listening, once again, get that quarterback situation handled immediately. Also, to that D-line on that Texas A&M front, my goodness, I told you guys that 3 sacks was going to be the minimum, and they got it. They got 3 crucial sacks at that. That was going to be the minimum. Also, I keep on saying also, but so what? So what? Damn it, we're here. Texas A&M is here. That game there solidified everything. Also, Devon Achane. Devon Achane. That young man, I was hoping you guys could get to see what this recruiting class that Jimbo Fisher has went out and got was going to do. I was hoping you guys were going to see that sooner or later. Now y'all see what I'm talking about, right? Now you guys see what I'm talking about, right? Now you guys see what I'm talking about. I told y'all, man. That's why I was so high on that young man. That young man there, Isaiah Spiller and Smith, all combined. And also, man, we had another one, DeAndre Jackson. How could I forget about DeAndre Jackson? I'm sorry. He was another one. I told y'all it was time to see our depth chart. Also, did you guys see in the fourth quarter where the whole defensive line rotated? I told you guys it was time to see that depth chart. I told y'all, this is what I've been kept on raving about. Hit that subscribe button while you're at it. But this is what I've been raving about. All of those hold your horses, it was South Carolina. Once again, this is all our SEC conference schedule. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. At the end of the day, it is an SEC opponent, okay? So understand that. It is an SEC opponent at the end of the day, so that does not matter, okay? That does not matter. It is an SEC opponent. But I told y'all, man. I told y'all that we were clearly here. I told you guys that. There wasn't no doubt about it. I just wanted to come to you guys and let you all know what was up. Texas A&M is here to stay. That offense that you guys seen, that will be the offense for the rest of the season. Auburn, you're still on checklist. LSU, you're still on checklist. Oh, we're not finished. Oh, we're about far from finished. But what I want you guys to realize is this here. It's a difference between Kevin Sumlin and Jimbo Fisher by far. What Kevin Sumlin did when he came here, 2012, was he revamped everything. But also, the difference between him and Jimbo Fisher was that Kevin Sumlin had a run for the ages with Johnny Manziel that first year. Second year was kind of like a down year, all right? Johnny Manziel was still good, though, and it led him to being a first-round pick, all right? But this is what Jimbo Fisher is doing. And this is what I keep on talking about, and I keep on backing Jimbo Fisher on. I know a lot of you guys, you guys have been wanting to see it immediately. I told you guys once before, things don't work like that. It don't work like that. So what I want you guys to listen to is this here. And I want you guys to hear me out. I want you guys to hear me out on this. What Jimbo Fisher is doing is building. He's building, building, building. You ever heard of that saying of it takes work and bricks to build the umpire? You know, if you guys can remember, do you guys remember, the Rome and do you guys remember like the other stages and stuff like that when they used to build like the Roman umpire, things like that? This is what's happening at Texas A&M right now. You have to continue to build brick by brick. What Jimbo Fisher is doing is building brick by brick by brick in order to build an elite program, because as of right now, Texas A&M is playing at an elite level on the offensive side of the ball. Everybody wants Jimbo Fisher to change up that offense. Man, she changed the offense, change up. Man, Jimbo, man, you need to change quarterback. Do all that. I was behind him 100%. As well as a lot of other Aggie fans and stuff like that. But he was building. He was simply building. And now, the difference was that you can honestly look at it now and see what Jimbo Fisher has built. This is year number 3. Everybody wants to go back to the Alabama loss and understand that, and by all means, we'll take that loss because it was an ass whooping. It wasn't a loss. It was just a simple ass whooping. We'll take that. But what you had to realize was that it was way more games to play. We were just getting it together. We got them too early in the season. Not to say that if we got them later on in the season, it'll be a different story. But what I'm saying is that we got them too early in the season. At that time, we were trying to build some things and we were trying to find an identity. Damn it, we have one. We have a balanced identity. It isn't just a running identity. We have a balanced identity. Those plays that you guys seen, we hadn't seen those plays before. Those are plays that was poised to come out later on in the season when he felt like his guys were developed on the offensive side of the ball and when those guys were ready to release. Also, with Haynes King, Damon Demas, he got on the field, people. Yes, he got on the field, and at that time, that's the time you're supposed to put him out on the field. Why? Because Kellerman and the first group of guys on the offensive side of the ball were already making plays. The defensive side of the ball, they were already making plays. There wasn't no reason to sub in guys. But y'all know now, a lot of you guys hadn't wanted to listen to me. A lot of you guys keep on shutting me out in the cold. I got kicked out of many SEC groups because of me posting these videos, because of the simple fact that people just don't want to take Texas A&M seriously. And I understand that. COVID-19 year and all, understand this here. It's still football games to be played. All right? It's still major football games to be played. Jimbo Fisher is building something special at Texas A&M University in that football program. I told you guys this time and time again. It's time for you guys to start believing. Now, my prediction was 41-10. Turns out that just turned 48-3 with Haynes King throwing that in. Haynes King. You guys are looking at the future. This is the future. He's not the only guy that's a part of this future, though. But you're looking at the future. You're looking at the future. And a lot of guys are going to hate for me to say this, and a lot of guys are going to hate to hear this, and a lot of guys are going to disagree with me when the simple fact of that, they know I'm right. Kellen Mond was the grounds to what a Jimbo Fisher quarterback can look like. It just took him 3 years to get there. Y'all have to understand it takes time to put things in place. Things don't happen just right away. That happens rarely. Okay, that happens rarely. But Jimbo Fisher is now starting to put his offense in place and show you this is what everything is supposed to look like when you got the right stuff in place. All of that, Jimbo Fisher has his guys in there. That's true. But also Kevin Sumlin guys were still there also. We will not shut those guys out. Kellen Mond is Kevin Sumlin's guy. Now, what I hate is that it's a lot of people that said we had a lot of opt-outs and it's going to hurt the team and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to remind you guys this once again. We only had 6 freaking opt-outs. 2 of those guys are transferring. Okay? 2 of them are transferring. We didn't have many opt-outs. That's what I did not understand. I did not understand that. That was not... I would not continue to talk about that. So let's move along. But this victory here, this shows everything and this solidifies everything that all of you guys need to know. If it was any questions that need to get answered, well, I'm gonna tell you like this tonight. All of those questions should have gotten answered. A lot of you guys want to see Jimbo Fisher score more points. Well, he's showing you now. This is the back half of the season. This is when the season really gets critical, and this is where your depth chart really becomes critical. Jimbo Fisher has the depth chart. The things that we didn't see with Kevin Sumlin was that when he got to the back half of the season, he didn't have a depth chart. He didn't. He just simply did not. Jimbo Fisher has a depth chart, people, on both sides of the ball. That's why it's really critical to go and recruit. All of those guys that you all seen out there that came in after the starters, you want to know what those guys' rankings were? And a lot of people say stars don't matter. I'm here to tell you that stars does matter. Now, with these 3-star recruits and some of these recruits with just no stars by their name, that takes development. They don't just get on the field right away. That takes development. But stars does matter. Stars do matter, people. All right? I want you guys to believe that. I cannot stand hearing that all the time. Stars don't matter. Stars don't matter. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All those guys y'all seen come in after the starters left the field on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, 75% of those guys were 4-star recruits. I want you guys to let that sink in. 75% of those guys on both sides of the ball were 4-star recruits. Maybe 1 or 2 5-stars. I want y'all to let that sink in. All right, I'm going to tell you guys this once again. Texas A&M is building something for the ages. We're here and we're here to stay. All right, Jimbo Fisher is building an all-out SEC football team. The reason why he's able to build this is because his footprint started in the SEC. And I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Once again, this is hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, hit that subscribe button. It's time for you guys to start believing in this podcast. And it's time for you guys to start believing in what I'm telling you. I do my research. Okay? Hit that subscribe button. Once again, this is the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Please follow me on Instagram at JPops2020. Follow me on Twitter at JPops05. And follow me on Facebook at JPops. Hashtag Gigamag 2020. We're here. And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops, on Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Gigamag.